See, this is why I should never sleep. I don't need sleep. I need answers. So overnight for me, but really is like 8 p.m. So Rap Sheet reported that Vikings legendary sack daddy edge rusher Everson Griffen will be taking his talents to the Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex, but really Arlington, signing with the deceiving Dallas Cowboys, which is just great, right? So as of right now, details on the contract are not known. It's probably a 1-year prove-it deal. We'll see what happens with the full money. Is there incentives involved? But frankly, if it's over a 1-year $7 million, or if it's under a 1-year $7 million deal, I'm gonna be pissed. I really would be pissed. The Vikings have the cap space. They certainly had the motivation to get a deal done, but yeah, but also signing comes on the heels of the NFL lifting its no tryout policy. So you would think ostensibly Everson made his way down to Dallas, down to Frisco at the Star, and then got something done. It's just, frankly, it is shocking. And I'm told that Mike Zimmer fully expected Everson Griffen to be back this season and is not pleased. Less than a deal. So a deal could have easily gotten done if the Vikings really wanted to, but we're just going to dump out the notebook. Here's everything that we know at this point about the Everson deal. So Dallas does make sense. Of course, George Edwards is down there as a defensive assistant analyst, whatever he is now. DeMarcus Lawrence is a stud at one of the edge rusher spots. And then the rest of it, sort of I mean, they took a lotto ticket on Alden Smith. Hopefully the young man's got his life together and is going to be good to go. Randy Gregory is perpetually suspended, so there wasn't a lot of depth. And also Mike McCarthy, for some reason, the head coach in Dallas, I mean, he's very well-versed in sack daddy. Like, he knows. He knows you always have to keep tabs on number 97. And the Cowboys came completely out of left field. There was no chatter. There was no talk between the Cowboys and Everson in the spring during free agency or even over the summer. So again, here's everything that we know as of this point from what we've heard. Vikings really were the only game in town for Everson, the only realistic one. They were interested as recently as this week on Monday. I think it was Monday. We relayed everything that we knew at that point, and it did seem like it was a fait accompli, like a deal would get done. The question would it happen before the season or happen during the season, right? But the Vikings, they drew a line in the sand. It's like, we are not going over this dollar amount, as well as your role is not guaranteed. You will not be slotted in as immediate starter as your old role. Afadio Denebo, DJ Wanham, James Lynch, they will play, they will develop, they will do this, they will do that, right? Seattle and Cleveland did have some tepid interest. Seattle mainly as potentially a hedge for Jadeveon Clowney, as well as some potential leverage there. The Browns, they had initial interest. Of course, Kevin Stefanski, him and Everson go way back like chiroprac. But also it was initial lead to get some leverage to get Olivier Vernon to restructure his deal. But of course, they certainly could have used Everson there, opposite Myles Garrett. Niners did have some passing interest until they signed Deion Jordan, the former failed number 3 overall pick. And then the Dallas interest had been nil. It had been absolutely nothing until I'm being told what started off the Dallas interest is that the phony ass Everson to Green Bay report. Now, we said at the time it was FUBAR. It did not make sense. Green Bay has the Smith brothers as well as Rashawn Gary. It's a different scheme than Everson has played throughout his career. Dallas is basically a carbon copy of the Vikings, so he'll be good to go day one there. It just did not make sense. And it was just a plant by the agent doing their job, frankly, just trying to create a market for their client, designed to piss off the Vikings into action, just like, well, if you don't sign him, if you don't get this deal done, if you don't up your line in the sand, if you don't move your line in the sand, give us some more dollars, we're just going to take our talents across the river. Fuel the rivalry, or stimulate interest elsewhere, because again, it's a brilliant underhanded tactic, and it happens all the time. All these leaks and reports from single source, usually the agent that gets out to these NFL insiders. It is designed as advertisements, like, hey, Everson's here, he's here. And when that report hit the wire, you had teams like the Giants as well as the Cowboys come out of the woodwork and just like dial up. It's like beep, bop, bop, boom. Hey, what's up? I'm Jerry Jones. You want to do something? Yeah. Now, Everson, respect. He still has something left in the tank. Got 66 pressures last year, 8 sacks regular season. Also had a sack and a half and 4 pressures in the wildcard game against the Saints. So I don't know if he still can be an every down starter like he was, but a rotational, situational pass rusher, absolutely he can still bring that. So again, full details are not out yet, but if it's less than $7 million per year, frankly, I'm gonna be pretty pissed because if it's well, actually, if it's less than that, if this is a 1 year, $5 million deal, I'm just gonna flip a. I'm just gonna do that because in my bones, I did feel like Everson wanted to be back in Minnesota. Zimmer obviously wanted Everson back here. I think it made sense for all parties involved. I think that initially, even though Everson will be miffed by a reduced salary and a reduced role, I think he just will embrace. He would have embraced it as that team leader. But now, I mean, that Dallas defense. The Dallas defense is really good. It is. You got Van Der Esch, you got Jalen Smith. DeMarcus Lawrence is obviously a stud. So there is a lot of talent down there, and I think Everson does step into that locker room. It's a new era under Mike McCarthy. I think he will provide some great leadership down there, and it really sucks because F the Cowboys like straight in the face. Yeah, absolutely straight in the face. So circle week 11 on your calendars. Dallas Cowboys coming into historic U.S. Bank Stadium. Hopefully there'll be fans in the stands by then. And it's like the things that the lengths that people will go to just to play against Riley Reef. I mean, Everson Griffen, you would think, last 2 years, every single day in practice, just abusing 71. Everson's like, I gots to get me some of that in a game situation. But yeah, Vikings legend Everson Griffen, 2010 fourth round pick. Was it 74.5 career sacks for the Vikings? You go. All right, but your thoughts, Everson, Cowboys, get choked up. Let us know in the comment section below. Subscribe for daily Vikings takes. Want to support that work? Pull us up in the Venmo. But until next time, Skull, production value.